How to build unstoppable habits for lasting personal change. Introduction: the quiet revolution in your life. Take a moment to simply observe your life. From the first blink of your eyes in the morning to the last thought before sleep, how much of your day is truly a conscious choice? How much of it is on autopilot, a series of familiar movements and reactions? The surprising truth is, a vast majority of what we do, how we feel, and even what we achieve is silently orchestrated by an invisible force: our habits. Imagine this force as the quiet undercurrent of a mighty river. It guides your direction, day in and day out, whether you're aware of its pull or not. It dictates whether you wake up feeling refreshed or groggy, whether you choose a nourishing meal or a quick unhealthy fix, whether you open a book to learn or scroll endlessly through a phone. These seemingly small, repetitive actions, woven into the fabric of your everyday existence, are the true architects of your life. They determine your health, your financial well-being, the strength of your relationships, your professional success, and ultimately, your deepest sense of happiness and fulfillment. For many of us, the desire for change burns brightly. We dream of a healthier body, a mind that's sharp and focused, a life filled with purpose and joy. We embark on grand resolutions, fueled by a surge of motivation, convinced that this time things will be different. We promise ourselves we'll hit the gym every day, write that book in a month, or save a huge chunk of our income. The enthusiasm is real, the intention is pure. Yet, all too often, that initial burst of energy fades. The daily grind sets in, unexpected challenges arise, and the magnetic pull of old patterns proves too strong. We find ourselves back where we started, perhaps feeling even more frustrated, defeated, and wondering why lasting personal change seems to be an elusive dream, forever just out of reach. The conventional wisdom often tells us that to achieve our goals, we need more willpower, more discipline, more grit. And while these qualities are undoubtedly valuable, they are not the complete answer. Relying solely on willpower is like trying to drive a car with the gas pedal pressed to the floor, all while resisting the urge to take your foot off. It's exhausting, unsustainable, and destined for burnout. Your willpower, as you'll soon learn, is a finite resource. It diminishes throughout the day, especially when you're stressed, tired, or faced with a barrage of difficult decisions. This is why so many good intentions crumble in the evening hours, when your mental reserves are at their lowest. The true secret to lasting transformation isn't about monumental efforts or superhuman self-control. It's not about waking up one day and miraculously becoming a different person. It's about initiating a quiet revolution, a subtle but profound shift in your daily operating system. It's about understanding the fundamental mechanics of how habits are formed in your brain, and then intentionally designing those mechanics to work for you rather than against you. This approach empowers you to build routines that are so woven into your life, so effortless and automatic, that they become unstoppable. This book is your practical step-by-step guide to this revolution. We will strip away the confusing jargon and the overwhelming theories, offering you clear, actionable strategies you can implement immediately. You will learn to identify the subtle cues that trigger your current behaviors, whether those behaviors serve you or hinder you. You'll discover how to start new habits in ways that are so tiny, so non-intimidating, that your brain won't even register them as effort. We'll show you how to strategically reshape your environment, transforming your surroundings into a powerful ally that automatically nudges you towards your goals. Crucially, you'll also learn how to navigate the inevitable challenges and setbacks that come with any journey of change. Life is messy, and perfection is an illusion. We'll equip you with the mental resilience to bounce back from missed days, to learn from your slip-ups, and to maintain a compassionate yet determined approach to your growth. You'll explore the profound connection between your thoughts, your beliefs, and your ability to create lasting change, moving beyond mere actions to embrace a new identity, becoming the kind of person who effortlessly performs the habits that lead to the life you desire. This isn't about a fleeting burst of motivation. This is about building a sustainable system for consistent growth. It's about harnessing the incredible compounding power of tiny, repeated actions to create a life that not only meets your aspirations, but feels authentic, fulfilling, and truly your own. No matter your past struggles with change, no matter how many times you've tried and given up, you possess the innate capacity to build unstoppable habits. The power to transform your future, to cultivate a life of purpose and joy, is already within you. All you need are the right tools and a clear map. Your journey to an unstoppable future begins now, with the insights you are about to unlock. Are you ready to begin your quiet revolution, one powerful habit at a time? Let's embark on this transformative path together. Chapter 1. The Invisible Architects. Unlocking the power of your habits. Pause for a moment and consider a typical day in your life. How did you start your morning? Did you reach for your phone the moment your alarm went off? Did you then get up, head to the kitchen and automatically brew your coffee or tea? Perhaps you scrolled through social media while waiting for it to steep, or maybe you listened to the news. So did you choose a particular route to work or school without really thinking about it? How about your lunch break? Did you grab the same sandwich or visit the same eatery without much conscious decision-making? By the time you arrived home, did you instinctively turn on the television or open your laptop? The vast majority of these actions, if not almost all of them, were performed without intense conscious thought. You didn't deliberate for 5 minutes on whether to turn on the kettle or pour a glass of water. You just did it. These automatic behaviors, these well-worn paths in your brain, are what we call habits. We often mistakenly define habits only as the big, intentional actions we decide to take, like going to the gym or reading a book for an hour. But the profound truth is that most of your life is run by an intricate network of habits, some beneficial, some neutral, and some surprisingly detrimental, that operate largely in the background below the surface of your awareness. These are the invisible architects, silently but powerfully shaping every aspect of your existence. Your physical health, your financial stability, the depth of your relationships, your career trajectory, and your overall sense of well-being. If you aspire to build a life that is truly extraordinary, a life that aligns with your deepest desires and values, then you must first understand these invisible architects and learn how to intentionally direct their incredible power. So, let's break down what a habit truly is, without any complex jargon. At its core, a habit is a behavior that, through repetition, has become automatic. Think of your brain as an incredibly efficient supercomputer. When it encounters a problem or a situation, and it finds a solution that works, it immediately tries to make that solution easier to repeat the next time the same problem or situation arises. It creates a mental shortcut, a pre-programmed response. These shortcuts are habits. They save your brain precious energy, allowing it to free up conscious thought for more complex tasks. This automatic process can be understood as a simple, powerful cycle, often called the habit loop. Cue, action, reward. The cue is the trigger. It's the signal that tells your brain to initiate a particular behavior. Cues can take many forms. Time of day, the alarm clock ringing, the clock striking 5 p.m. Location, walking into the kitchen, sitting down at your desk. Emotion, feeling stressed, bored, happy, or sad. Other people, seeing a friend, getting a text message. Previous action, finishing a meal, brushing your teeth, hanging up your coat. For instance, the sight of a vibrating phone, the cue, might trigger you to pick it up. The action, to check for messages, hoping for an interesting notification, the reward. Or feeling bored, the cue, might lead you to open the refrigerator, the action, to find a snack, the reward of temporary distraction or pleasure. The action is the habit itself, the routine or behavior you perform in response to the cue. This is the part you're trying to change, build, or eliminate. The reward is the benefit your brain receives from performing the action. This positive outcome is what strengthens the habit loop and makes your brain want to repeat the behavior in the future. The reward isn't always a tangible item. It can be a feeling of pleasure, satisfaction, relief from boredom or stress, a sense of accomplishment, or a temporary escape. That small hit of dopamine you get from seeing a new like on social media, the momentary comfort from eating a sugary treat, or the invigorating feeling after a successful workout, all of these are rewards that solidify the habit. Your brain is incredibly efficient and wired to conserve energy. Consider the first time you learned to tie your shoelaces, or ride a bicycle, or drive a car. It required immense focus and conscious effort. Every step, every movement was a deliberate decision. But with countless repetitions, something remarkable happens. Those actions become second nature. You can now tie your shoes while talking, ride a bike while enjoying the scenery, or drive a car while listening to a podcast. This transformation occurs because your brain, through consistent repetition, has created strong neural pathways for those actions. It has shifted these behaviors from the conscious, effortful part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, to the automatic, habit-driven part, the basal ganglia. This is a phenomenal biological process designed to make your life easier by freeing up your conscious mind to tackle new problems and engage in creative thinking. This insight is incredibly profound. It means that once a behavior becomes a deeply ingrained habit, it requires very little willpower to perform. It just happens. This is precisely why building good habits is such a powerful strategy for personal growth. It allows you to achieve your goals on autopilot without constantly battling your own motivation or feeling drained by endless decision-making. Imagine if your healthy eating, exercise, or learning routines felt as automatic and effortless as brushing your teeth. That is the power we are unlocking. Now let's talk about the compound effect of habits. This is where the true life-altering magic happens, yet it's often the most underestimated aspect. We, as humans, tend to crave instant gratification. We expect immediate, dramatic results from our efforts. When those results don't materialize quickly, we become discouraged and often abandon our attempts. However, the real power of habits isn't in their immediate impact, but in their accumulation over time, much like compound interest in finance. Consider this powerful mathematical truth. If you improve by just 1% every single day for a year, you won't just be 365% better. Let's illustrate this with relatable everyday examples. Reading one page of a book every day. On any given day, reading a single page seems insignificant. You might think, what's the point? That won't make me smarter. But if you consistently read just one page every single day, after a year, you will have read 365 pages. That's a full book, or perhaps even 2 or 3 shorter ones. Over 5 years, imagine the vast amount of knowledge you would have absorbed, the new perspectives you would have gained. You would become a significantly more knowledgeable and insightful person, all from a habit that takes less than 60 seconds a day. Saving $5 a day, this feels like a negligible amount. But let's do the math. Exercising for just 10 minutes a day. It's easy to dismiss 10 minutes as not enough to make a difference. But 10 minutes a day adds up to 70 minutes a week, which is almost an hour and a half. Over a year, that's over 60 hours of focused physical activity. Imagine the improvements in your energy levels, your mood, your strength, and your overall fitness. Your body will feel and look noticeably different. Drinking 1 extra glass of water each day. A simple, almost trivial addition. Yet consistently hydrating better leads to improved digestion, clearer skin, increased energy, and better cognitive function over time. It's a tiny, powerful habit that contributes significantly to your overall well-being. The flip side of the compound effect is also profoundly important, and often more insidious because it's harder to notice the damage until it's significant. Eating an extra cookie each day, hitting the snooze button once more, mindlessly checking your phone for 10 minutes, accumulating small amounts of clutter. These small, seemingly harmless actions, when repeated day after day, week after week, gradually accumulate into significant negative outcomes. Obesity, chronic fatigue, financial struggle, feelings of stagnation, overwhelmed spaces. These are rarely the result of one catastrophic mistake, but rather the slow, silent accumulation of 1,000 tiny, unchecked choices. The profound power of habits lies in their ability to compound. They are the interest payments of self-improvement, slowly but surely making you richer in all the areas of your life that matter. They are the silent, steady difference between a life of quiet desperation and a life of vibrant purpose, between feeling stuck and feeling unstoppable. Why does awareness matter so much then? Because the problem for most people isn't a lack of desire for change. It's a lack of awareness of their existing habit patterns. They are reacting to cues without understanding the underlying habit loop. They are performing actions without truly choosing them, like puppets whose strings are pulled by invisible forces. This unconscious living leads directly to unintentional outcomes, causing frustration and a sense of powerlessness. You might wonder why you always feel tired, or why your bank account never seems to grow, or why you always seem to fall short of your goals. The answer, more often than not, lies in the invisible architects, your habits, operating without your conscious direction. The very first and most crucial step to changing anything in your life is to become aware of it. You cannot fix what you do not acknowledge. You cannot redirect a force you don't even know exists. Think of yourself as a gentle detective, observing your own day-to-day life with curiosity and without judgment. Let's begin this detective work right now with a simple habit audit. Grab a pen and paper, or open a note on your phone. For the next 5 to 10 minutes, simply list as many of your daily actions as you can recall. Don't censor yourself. Don't judge whether they are good or bad habits. Just write them down as they come to mind. For example, your list might look something like this. Wake up, immediately grab phone, check social media. Get out of bed, go to the kitchen, make coffee and turn on the news. Sit on the couch while drinking coffee, scrolling phone. Brush teeth. Get dressed. Quickly check work emails on phone. Grab a sugary snack on the way out the door. Drive to work, listening to the same radio station. At work, feel stressed, go to the vending machine for a soda. Work for an hour, then mindlessly open a browser tab to browse shopping sites. Get home, immediately turn on the television. Eat dinner in front of the TV, often reaching for seconds unconsciously. Spend an hour scrolling on phone in bed before trying to sleep. Stay up too late watching a show. Now, take a good, honest look at your list. Some of these habits are undoubtedly helpful, moving you closer to your goals. Others, however, might be silently undermining your efforts. This exercise isn't about shaming yourself or feeling guilty. It's about opening your eyes to the powerful currents that are already guiding your ship. It's about clearly seeing the invisible architects at work, charting the course of your life. As you move through this book, you will gain the knowledge and the practical tools to intentionally design your habits. You will learn to make conscious choices about the actions you repeat. You will master how to recognize the cues, reshape the actions themselves, and cleverly leverage the rewards so that your habits serve your highest goals and deepest aspirations. You are not a victim of your habits, you are their powerful creator. And the power to create unstoppable habits for lasting personal change is not only within your grasp, it is already being activated simply by your willingness to understand and engage. Embrace this profound awareness, for it is the very first and most crucial step toward building the remarkable life you truly desire. The journey of transforming your life begins with the clear-eyed observation of your daily routines. Chapter 2, Your North Star, Discovering Your Unstoppable Why. Think back to the last time you tried to start a new habit. Maybe it was a commitment to exercise more, to eat healthier, to save money, or to learn a new skill. You likely began with a burst of enthusiasm, feeling incredibly motivated and determined. For a few days, or perhaps even a week or two, you stuck with it diligently. But then, almost imperceptibly, that initial fire began to dim. The alarm clock felt heavier, the healthy meals seemed less appealing, the urge to spend money became harder to resist. You started to skip a day here, make an excuse there, and eventually the new habit attempt simply withered away, leaving you feeling frustrated and wondering why it's so hard to make lasting changes. This common experience highlights a critical misconception, the flaw of willpower. Most of us mistakenly believe that the key to sticking with new habits is simply to try harder, to exert more self-control, to rely on sheer willpower to push through discomfort and temptation. We grit our teeth and tell ourselves, I just need to be more disciplined. But willpower, while valuable in short bursts, is not an endless resource. It's like a muscle. It gets fatigued with overuse. Consider this. Every decision you make throughout the day, every temptation you resist, every moment you force yourself to do something you don't feel like doing, draws from a finite well of willpower. By the end of a long, stressful day filled with demanding work, difficult conversations, and countless choices, your willpower reserves are often completely depleted. This is precisely why so many people break their good intentions in the evenings. The mental energy required for self-control has simply run out. Relying on willpower alone is a strategy destined for exhaustion and eventual failure. It's like trying to power a complex machine with just a single rapidly draining battery. So, if brute force willpower isn't the sustainable answer, what is? The true secret to long-term habit formation, to building habits that truly stick and propel you forward, lies in discovering your North Star, your deep intrinsic motivation, your unstoppable why. This why is the powerful, self-renewing engine that will fuel your habits long after the initial burst of motivation fades and willpower flags. It's about connecting your daily actions to something far greater than just a fleeting goal. It's about aligning your habits with what truly matters to you, with your core values, and with your deepest vision for your life. Let's embark on the journey to find your deep purpose. This isn't about just stating a surface-level desire like, I want to lose weight. While that's a good starting point, it's an outcome, and outcomes alone often aren't strong enough motivators. When the going gets tough, we need to dig deeper. Ask yourself, why do I want to lose weight? Is it to feel more confident in your own skin? To have more energy to engage fully with your children or grandchildren? To ward off a health condition that runs in your family? To simply feel more vibrant and alive every single day? Keep asking why until you hit an emotional core, a fundamental value that resonates deeply within you. Think about your core values. What are the bedrock principles that truly matter to you in life? Is it health, family, freedom, financial security, contribution, creativity, peace, personal growth, adventure, compassion, integrity? When your daily habits become direct expressions of these deeply held values, they stop feeling like chores or obligations. Instead, they transform into acts of self-respect, intentional steps towards embodying the person you truly aspire to be. This alignment creates an internal coherence that makes consistency feel natural, almost inevitable. Here's a powerful exercise to help you uncover your authentic why for each habit you want to build. Vision your ideal future self. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and spend 5 to 10 minutes vividly imagining your ideal self, 5, 10, or even 15 years from now. What does that person look like, truly? How do they feel emotionally and physically? What are they doing? What kind of life are they living? What are their relationships like? What impact are they having on the world around them? Be as specific and detailed as possible. Immerse yourself in the feeling of being that person. Connect habits to your vision. Now open your eyes and list 3 to 5 significant changes or habits you genuinely want to implement in your life. For each habit, systematically ask yourself, why is this truly important to me? What deeper purpose does it serve? How will it make me feel to embody this habit consistently? What aspect of my future self does this habit build? Continue asking why repeatedly until you uncover a core emotion, a fundamental value, or a deeply resonant personal meaning. Let's walk through an example. Desired habit. Exercise for 30 minutes 5 days a week. Why? To be healthier. Good, but let's go deeper. Why be healthier? So I have more energy throughout the day and can participate in activities I love. Why more energy are activities? Because I want to be able to hike mountains with my friends, chase my dog in the park, and have the vitality to enjoy my retirement years without physical limitations. Why is that important? Because freedom, vitality, and connecting with nature are among my highest values. I want to live a life full of experiences, to feel vibrant and unconstrained, to truly savor every moment. This habit is not just about exercise, it's about preserving and enhancing my ability to live out my deepest values and enjoy a full, active life. This is your unstoppable why. It's not just about the act of exercising, it's about aligning with your core desire for freedom and vitality. This level of connection transforms the external action into an internal imperative. A powerful shift occurs when you move beyond mere outcome goals to embrace identity-based habits. Most people focus intently on what they want to achieve. I want to lose 20 pounds. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, powerful change emerges when you declare, I am a runner. Instead of, I want to write a book, think, I am a writer. Instead of, I want to lose weight, affirm, I am a healthy, active person. Instead of, I want to save money, think, I am a financially responsible person. When you set out to become a certain type of person, your habits cease to be external chores that you have to force yourself to do. Instead, They become natural expressions of your new identity. A healthy person doesn't force themselves to eat vegetables. They eat vegetables because that's simply what healthy people do. A writer doesn't need external motivation to sit down at the keyboard. They write because that's who they are. Every single time you perform a habit, no matter how small, you are casting a vote for the type of person you want to become. If you do one push-up, you're casting a vote for being an athletic person. If you read one page, you're casting a vote for being a knowledgeable person. If you write one sentence, you're casting a vote for being a writer. The more votes you cast, the stronger your new identity becomes, and the stronger your identity, the more effortless and automatic those aligned habits feel. It's a powerful feedback loop. Your actions shape your identity, and your identity then makes certain actions feel natural and easy. Emotional fuel is an incredibly potent force in habit formation. When you deeply connect your desired habits to strong positive emotions, feelings of joy, peace, fulfillment, pride, confidence, freedom, serenity, they become far easier to sustain. You're not just going through the motions, you're chasing a feeling. Similarly, connecting them to the avoidance of strong negative emotions, regret, pain, guilt, stagnation, missed opportunities, anxiety, can also be a powerful driver. For instance, if you hate the feeling of being winded after climbing a single flight of stairs, that visceral negative emotion can fuel your desire to consistently exercise and improve your cardiovascular fitness. The critical insight here is to associate the process of the habit with positive feelings, or the avoidance of negative ones, rather than just focusing on the distant outcome. This isn't just theory. Research on motivation consistently shows that people who are driven by internal rewards, such as personal satisfaction, a sense of purpose, or the joy of mastery, what psychologists call intrinsic motivation, tend to be significantly more persistent and achieve greater long-term success than those driven primarily by external rewards, like money, praise, or even fitting into a certain size of clothing. So when your daily run is connected to your deep desire to live a long, energetic life and to be an inspiring role model for your family, that connection is infinitely more powerful and sustainable than merely thinking about a number on the scale. Let's deepen the visioning your future self exercise. This isn't a fluffy visualization, it's a powerful psychological technique that literally begins to rewire your brain. When you vividly and repeatedly visualize yourself performing your desired habits and experiencing the positive outcomes, you create mental pathways that make that future feel more real and achievable. It starts to pull you towards it, rather than you having to constantly push yourself away from an undesirable present state. Take another 5 to 10 minutes, perhaps right now or at a quiet time later today. Find a comfortable, peaceful spot. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Engage all your senses. What do you see when you are this future self? Is your home tidier, your body more toned? What do you hear? The sound of birds outside your window as you meditate, the click of your keyboard as you write, the laughter of loved ones as you spend quality time with them. Feel the emotions. What do you feel in your body? Energy, lightness, peace, confidence, strength, gratitude. What emotions are you expressing? Calmness, joy, genuine connection. Smell and taste. Are there particular aromas associated with your new habits, like fresh coffee after your morning routine, or the taste of a healthy, vibrant meal? Experience the outcome. If your habit is about financial discipline, don't just see a number in a bank account. Feel the profound sense of security and freedom that comes with financial stability. What opportunities does it open up for you? Rehearse the action. Mentally walk through the steps of your new habit. See yourself waking up and immediately putting on your running shoes. Feel the cold air on your face as you step outside. Hear the rhythm of your breathing. Feel the gentle ache in your muscles. Experience the sense of accomplishment as you finish. The more vivid, detailed, and emotionally charged your visualization, the more effective it will be in solidifying your why and strengthening your resolve. Make it a regular practice, even just for a minute or two, to remind your brain of the powerful future you are building. Your why is not a static concept. It can evolve and deepen as you grow and learn more about yourself. Revisit it periodically, perhaps once a month or whenever you feel your motivation wavering. Write it down. Place it where you can see it every single day, on your bathroom mirror, as your phone wallpaper, or in your journal. When the habit feels hard, when the excuses start to creep in, come back to your North Star. Let it guide you. Let it remind you of the incredible person you are becoming, one unstoppable habit at a time. This deep understanding of your true purpose is the unwavering engine that will power your lasting personal change, making your efforts feel meaningful rather than merely effortful. Chapter 3. The Art of the Tiny Spark. Micro habits for massive momentum. We've all been there. January 1st rolls around, or a new Monday, and we declare, "This is it, I'm going to change everything." We envision grand transformations, hitting the gym for an hour every single day, writing a chapter of our book before breakfast, or perfectly adhering to a strict diet. These grand intentions, while admirable in their ambition, often lead to a common enemy of habit formation: overwhelm. When we set enormous, intimidating goals, our brains immediately react with a powerful sense of resistance. The inner voice screams, "That's too hard, that's too much effort. I don't have enough time, I'm not disciplined enough." This mental barrier, this feeling of being overwhelmed before you even begin, is almost impossible to overcome with sheer willpower alone. It leads to procrastination, self-doubt, and ultimately giving up before you've even had a chance to build any momentum. You create an uphill battle for yourself from the very start. The profound secret to building massive momentum for lasting change lies in a deceptively simple concept: the art of the tiny spark, also known as micro habits. These are habits so incredibly small, so unbelievably easy, that they feel almost ridiculous to skip. They require virtually no willpower to get started, bypassing your brain's natural resistance to effort. This isn't about doing more. It's about starting so small that you cannot fail. Let's dive into the power of too small to fail. What if your exercise habit wasn't an hour at the gym, but literally just one single push-up? Or perhaps one jumping jack? What if your reading habit wasn't a chapter, but merely reading one sentence? What if your healthy eating habit was as simple as drinking just one extra glass of water? At first glance, this might seem absurd. How can one push-up make any significant difference to your fitness? How can one sentence of reading truly change your life or make you smarter? The immediate, direct impact of that single tiny action is indeed minimal. But the true power isn't in the size of the action itself. It's in the profound psychological breakthrough it creates. When you set a goal that is too small to fail, you effortlessly overcome the initial mental resistance. There's no internal argument, no battle with procrastination. Your brain doesn't have time to register the task as hard or too much. You just do it. And in that very moment of successful completion, something incredibly powerful happens inside your brain. You build confidence. You prove to yourself, even in the smallest way, that you are capable. You experience a tiny but real win. This leads directly to the confidence cycle. Each time you successfully complete a tiny win, your brain releases a small burst of dopamine. Dopamine is a crucial neurotransmitter, often associated with pleasure, reward, and motivation. When your brain gets that little hit of dopamine from successfully completing a micro habit, it strongly reinforces the behavior. It makes you feel good about what you just did, and it sends a signal to your brain that this action is worth repeating. This creates a powerful positive feedback loop. Success builds confidence. Confidence fuels a desire for more success, and that desire leads to more consistent action. It's like building a snowball. Start with a tiny flake, roll it consistently, and it gradually grows into a massive, unstoppable force. Imagine this scenario. You commit to doing just one push-up every day. You drop down, do one push-up, and you feel a tiny flicker of pride and accomplishment. The next day you do it again. Maybe on the third day, as you're already on the floor, you think, well, since I'm already here, maybe I'll do two. And just like that, without forcing yourself, without relying on overwhelming willpower, you've naturally increased the effort. This is momentum in action. This is precisely how grand transformations sprout from the tiniest of sparks. Here are more examples of micro habits tailored to common goals, designed to be so incredibly easy that you have no excuse to skip them. For exercise and movement, 1 push-up against a wall, 1 sit-up, or just lower yourself slowly to the floor. Stretch for a mere 10 seconds. Do 1 air squat. Walk around your house once, stand up and sit down once. Walk to the end of your driveway and back. For reading and learning, read 1 single sentence from a book. Read 1 paragraph from a newspaper article. Open the book you want to read. Listen to 30 seconds of an educational podcast. Look up 1 new word for healthy eating and hydration. Drink 1 glass of water immediately upon waking. Take 1 single bite of a vegetable. Eat 1 piece of fruit. Take 1 vitamin. Pour water into a glass. For productivity and focus, write 1 sentence for your big project. Open the document you need to work on. Work on a specific task for 1 minute. Clear 1 item from your email inbox. Make 1 to-do list item for the day, for mindfulness and well-being. Take 1 deep, conscious breath. Meditate for 30 seconds. Think of 1 thing you're grateful for. Smile for 5 seconds. Listen to 1 minute of calming music. The critical insight here is to lower the barrier to entry as much as humanly possible. Make the desired action so simple, so effortless, that it feels harder to skip than to do. In the beginning, the true goal isn't the immediate outcome of the action itself, for example, building massive muscles from 1 push-up. The goal is solely about building the consistency of performing the action, and more importantly, building the identity that you are someone who does this. Every time you complete that tiny spark, you are casting a powerful vote for your new desired self. You are reinforcing the belief that you are a person who exercises, a person who reads, a person who is productive. Now, how do you ensure you actually do these tiny sparks consistently, day after day? This brings us to a highly effective technique called habit stacking. This strategy is all about linking a new tiny habit to an existing, well-established habit you already perform automatically, without even thinking about it. Think of it like adding a new small boxcar to a long, powerful train that's already in motion. The train is your current ingrained habit, like brushing your teeth or drinking coffee. And the new boxcar is your micro-habit. Instead of trying to start an entirely new train from scratch, which requires immense effort, you're leveraging the existing momentum and ingrained neural pathways of something you already do effortlessly. The formula for habit stacking is beautifully simple and immensely powerful. After I current established habit, I will new micro-habit. Let's explore more detailed examples of how to implement habit stacking across various areas of your life. If you want to read more, after I pour my morning coffee, I will read 1 sentence from my book. After I sit down on the couch in the evening, I will read 1 paragraph from my book. After I turn off the television for the night, I will read 1 page of a novel. After I get into bed, I will read 1 quote from an inspiring book. If you want to exercise or move more, after I brush my teeth in the morning, I will do 1 push-up. After I finish my lunch, I will do 1 air squat. After I put on my shoes to leave the house, I will walk to the end of the driveway and back. After I get up from my desk to use the restroom, I will do 5 jumping jacks. After I pick up my car keys, I will stretch for 30 seconds. If you want to practice mindfulness or gratitude, after I turn off my alarm in the morning, I will take 1 deep breath and focus on it. After I finish my morning coffee, I will think of 1 thing I'm grateful for. After I sit down in my car, I will take 3 deep breaths before starting the engine. After I turn on my computer, I will take 60 seconds to meditate. If you want to drink more water, after I use the restroom, I will drink a glass of water. After I finish breakfast, I will fill my water bottle. After I finish every phone call, I will take a sip of water. For productivity and learning, after I open my email client, I will immediately close all other browser tabs. After I finish writing a report, I will proofread 1 paragraph. After I finish dinner, I will open my course materials for 5 minutes. The remarkable beauty of habit stacking is that the cue for your new tiny habit is automatically built directly into your existing routine. You don't have to remember to do it. Your current established habit acts as an automatic trigger and reminder. This dramatically increases your chances of sticking with the new behavior, transforming intention into consistent action. You are essentially creating a chain reaction of positive habits. When you embark on this journey with micro-habits, you're making a conscious decision to prioritize consistency over perfection. This is a profoundly crucial mindset shift. We often fall into the trap of believing we need to be flawless from day one. If we miss a day or if our effort isn't perfect, we immediately feel like a failure and often abandon the entire endeavor. But the true power of the tiny spark is simply to show up, to put in that single vote for the person you want to become. It is far, far better to do one push-up every single day for a month than to do 100 push-ups once and then quit for good. The consistency, even in the smallest form, is what builds the deep neural pathways of the habit loop in your brain. It's the daily presence, not the daily intensity, that matters most in the beginning. It's also important to remember that research suggests the time it takes for a habit to become truly automatic varies greatly from person to person and from behavior to behavior. It's not a magical 21 days or 66 days for everyone. Some habits might stick quickly, others take longer. What truly determines how quickly a habit becomes ingrained is how consistently you perform the action. A tiny habit performed every single day without fail will become automatic much faster and more reliably than an ambitious habit performed sporadically or only when motivation is high. Never, ever underestimate the power of these small beginnings. They are the fertile seeds from which massive, life-altering personal change will inevitably sprout. Embrace the art of the tiny spark. Make it so small you literally cannot fail. Stack it onto an existing habit, and then watch in awe as your momentum builds, day by glorious day. You are not just building habits, you are planting the seeds of an unstoppable future, one intentional, tiny action at a time. Trust the process, celebrate every single small win, and know that every spark you ignite fuels a greater, more profound flame of transformation within you. You are more capable than you know, and these tiny steps will prove it to you. Chapter 4. Your Success. Sanctuary. Designing your environment for effortless habits. You've learned about your powerful why, which acts as your internal engine, and the art of starting incredibly small with micro-habits. Now, let's explore an often overlooked yet profoundly influential force that silently shapes your daily choices: your environment. Your surroundings are not neutral backdrops. They are active participants in your habit formation, constantly nudging you towards certain behaviors, often without your conscious awareness. If you are truly committed to building unstoppable habits for lasting change, you must become a deliberate architect of your environment, shaping it in a way that makes good habits almost effortless and bad habits incredibly difficult. Think about the subtle but powerful cues around you every day. If there's a bowl of tempting sugary snacks sitting prominently on your kitchen counter, what's the likelihood you'll grab one as you walk by? Very high. The visual cue of the cookies screams, "Eat me." On the other hand, if your running shoes and workout clothes are buried deep in the back of your closet, how likely are you to spontaneously decide to go for a run? Very low. The friction and effort required to even find them act as an immediate deterrent. This illustrates the invisible hand of your environment at play. It's not just about relying on willpower, it's about strategically setting up your world to make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. Our brains are incredibly susceptible to what is obvious, available, and requires the least amount of effort. If a beneficial option is staring you in the face and easy to access, you're far more likely to choose it. If a detrimental option is hidden or requires significant effort to access, you're far less likely to succumb. So, how do we design our success sanctuary? How do we turn our surroundings into powerful allies for our goals? First, the core principle: make good habits obvious and easy. Create visual cues and prompts. Place reminders for your desired habits directly in your line of sight. Make them unavoidable. Want to drink more water? Keep a full water bottle on your desk at work, on your kitchen counter, on your bedside table, or even in your car's cup holder. Every time you see it, it acts as a silent nudge to take a sip. Want to read more? Place the book you're currently reading on your pillow, on your coffee table, on top of the television remote control, or even near your breakfast plate. Seeing the book will cue you to pick it up. Want to meditate or practice mindfulness? Leave your meditation cushion, yoga mat, or even just a specific chair designated for quiet reflection out in an obvious, inviting spot. Want to exercise? Lay out your workout clothes the night before, perhaps even at the foot of your bed. Have your running shoes by the front door. Prepare your gym bag and leave it by your car keys. When you see them, the first step of getting ready is already done. Want to practice gratitude? Keep a small journal and a pen directly beside your bed, ready for you to jot down 3 things you're grateful for as soon as you wake up or before you go to sleep. The entire idea here is to create an immediate, unmistakable visual trigger for your desired behavior. When you see the water bottle, your brain is cued to drink. When you see the book, it cues you to read. This ingenious approach effectively bypasses the need for conscious decision-making and the associated drain on your willpower. It leverages your brain's natural tendency to respond to environmental cues. Reduce friction and effort. Actively eliminate any small steps or obstacles that might create resistance or procrastination for your desired habit. Make the desired action as easy and frictionless as possible to perform. If you want to cook healthier meals, spend an hour on Sunday pre-chopping vegetables and storing them in clear containers in your fridge. Pre-portion ingredients for quick dinners. Have healthy snacks already washed and cut, readily available in the front of your fridge. The less effort involved in preparing healthy food, the more likely you are to choose it over unhealthy options. If you want to go to the gym, pack your gym bag the night before, complete with your water bottle, headphones, and towel. Place it directly by the door. If your gym is on the way to work, make it a non-negotiable part of your commute. Drive past it, but don't just drive to work. Stop there first. If you want to start writing, open your writing document on your computer before you even sit down, or have your notebook and pen ready on a clean, dedicated writing spot. The less time spent setting up, the more time spent writing. If you want to clean more, keep cleaning supplies easily accessible in each room where you need them. A small cleaning caddy in the bathroom, wipes under the kitchen sink. This removes the "I have to go get the supplies" mental hurdle. Think creatively about what tiny points of friction you can remove from the beginning of a good habit to make it seamless. Every obstacle removed is a significant win for consistency and removes a potential excuse. Second, an equally powerful principle. Make bad habits invisible and difficult. This is often even more effective than trying to force good habits. It's easier to avoid temptation than to resist it. Remove visual cues and triggers. Hide or completely remove the obvious visual cues that tempt you towards unwanted behaviors. If you're trying to cut down on junk food, the golden rule is, don't buy it in the first place. If it's not in your house, you can't eat it. If you absolutely must have some for others in your household, store it in opaque containers in a high cupboard or in the back of the pantry, out of sight. Out of sight, out of mind is a powerful psychological truth. If you waste too much time watching TV, don't just turn it off, unplug it, or put the remote control in a drawer in another room. The slight inconvenience of having to get up and plug it in or search for the remote can be enough friction to break the mindless habit. If you find yourself endlessly scrolling on your phone, charge your phone in a different room, not your bedroom, overnight. Put it on silent, face down, and out of immediate reach during work hours or family time. If you tend to impulse shop online, close unnecessary browser tabs, unsubscribe from marketing emails, and block certain shopping sites during designated work hours. Increase friction and effort. Actively add steps or obstacles to make the unwanted action harder to perform. This creates enough resistance to give your conscious mind a moment to intervene and choose differently. If you're constantly checking social media on your computer, don't stay logged in. Log out after each session. The tiny extra step of having to re-enter your password each time might be enough friction to make you reconsider mindless browsing. If you bite your nails, apply a bitter-tasting polish or wear gloves during times you know you tend to bite, for example, watching TV, working. If you want to stop ordering takeout so frequently, delete the delivery apps from your phone. Delete your credit card information from saved accounts on those apps. The added friction of having to re-download the app or re-enter your payment details can be enough to break the impulse and make you reconsider. If you play too many video games, unplug the console or computer, or put the controller in a drawer that requires a key. Make it just inconvenient enough. The profound power of cues and environmental associations is deeply rooted in our psychology and neurology. Our brains are constantly looking for patterns and making associations between specific environments, objects, and behaviors. This is why certain places or items can act as incredibly powerful triggers for habits. For example, if you always scroll social media while sitting on your couch, the couch itself can become a powerful cue for mindless scrolling, almost like a conditioned response. Conversely, if you consistently perform focused work only at your designated desk, your desk becomes a powerful cue for productivity and concentration. This is the basis of classical conditioning, where an association is formed between a stimulus and a response. Pavlov's dogs learned to salivate at the sound of a bell because it was consistently associated with food. Similarly, your brain learns to associate your bed with sleep, your kitchen with eating, and your gym with exercise. This is precisely why changing your environment or creating specific zones for certain activities can be incredibly effective in breaking old, unhelpful patterns and deliberately building new, positive ones. A particularly crucial area for environmental design in our modern world is digital decluttering. Our smartphones and computers are meticulously designed by experts to be addictive, constantly nudging us with notifications, endless streams of content, and instant gratification. To build unstoppable habits, you must master your digital environment. Here are specific, actionable steps for optimizing your digital world. Aggressively turn off notifications. This is one of the biggest and most insidious distractions. Go into your phone's settings and systematically turn off notifications for all non-essential apps, social media, news alerts, games, shopping apps. Only keep on notifications for truly urgent calls or messages. You control when you check your phone, not the apps. Remove distracting apps. Be ruthless. Delete social media apps, games, and other time-wasting apps from your phone. If you truly need them, you can access them on your computer, which adds friction. The less accessible they are, the less likely you are to mindlessly open them. Organize your phone screen strategically. Redesign your home screen. Put productive apps, like a meditation app, a habit tracker, a reading app, or a notes app, on your main home screen, making them easy to access. Move distracting apps into folders or even onto a secondary screen, far away from your primary view. The fewer taps to access a good habit, the better. Utilize grayscale mode. Many smartphones offer a grayscale or black and white display mode. This drains the vibrant colors that make apps visually stimulating and addictive. While it might feel strange at first, it significantly reduces the dopamine hit you get from bright, colorful notifications and feeds. Set screen time limits. Use your phone's built-in screen time, iOS or digital well-being, Android features, to set strict limits on how much time you spend on specific apps or categories of apps. Once your daily limit is reached, the app will automatically lock you out, requiring conscious effort to override. Desktop management. Clean up your computer desktop. Remove clutter, organize files. Use browser extensions that block distracting websites during specific hours or for a set period. Consider separate user profiles for work and personal browsing to keep contexts distinct. Remember, you are not simply trying to use brute willpower to resist temptations. That's an exhausting battle. Instead, you are intelligently designing your physical and digital world to make it physically harder to engage in unwanted behaviors and physically easier to engage in desired behaviors. This is a subtle yet incredibly powerful shift. It's like changing the current of a river so that it naturally flows in the direction you want to go, instead of trying to swim upstream against a strong force. Take a good, honest look at your home, your workspace, your car, and your digital devices. These are not passive spaces. They are dynamic forces that are either silently supporting your growth or inadvertently hindering it. Take charge. Identify where you can make small strategic adjustments to your surroundings to make your desired habits a natural, effortless, and even enjoyable part of your daily life. Design your success sanctuary, and you will find yourself moving towards your goals with far greater ease, consistency, and a profound sense of self-empowerment than you ever thought possible. Your environment is one of your greatest, often untapped allies in building unstoppable habits for lasting personal change. Chapter 5. The Habit Builder's Toolkit. Practical strategies for consistent action. You've established your powerful why, you're embracing the liberating power of micro-habits, and you've begun to consciously design your environment for success. Now, it's time to equip you with a practical toolkit of strategies that will help you maintain consistency, track your progress, and stay accountable as you build your unstoppable habits. These aren't just optional add-ons. They are crucial components of a robust, self-sustaining habit-building system. Think of them as the reliable instruments that keep your personal transformation journey on course. The simple, undeniable power of tracking. One of the most profoundly effective ways to solidify and maintain any new habit is to track it. Why? Because the old adage holds true: what gets measured gets managed. When you visually record your progress, it provides immediate, tangible proof that you are making headway. This visual feedback is incredibly motivating, offering a powerful sense of accomplishment and reinforcing your efforts, even on those days when the habit feels a bit challenging or your motivation is low. Consider the famous concept known as "don't break the chain." This simple yet powerful idea is often attributed to comedian Jerry Seinfeld. He reportedly used a straightforward calendar method to ensure he wrote jokes every single day. He would mark a large X on a big wall calendar for every day he successfully completed his writing. His only goal, he said, was to don't break the chain of X's. This visual representation of his consistency created an almost irresistible incentive to keep going. He didn't want to see a blank space in his unbroken chain. How to effectively track your habits. The physical calendar method. This is one of the simplest and most effective. Get a large wall calendar or a desk calendar. For every day you complete your desired habit, mark a clear X or a check mark on that date. As the days turn into weeks and months, you'll see a growing chain of successful days. This visual chain becomes a powerful motivator. You can use different colored pens for different habits if you're tracking multiple ones. Keep the calendar in a prominent place where you'll see it multiple times a day: your kitchen, your office, or your bedroom wall. A simple notebook or journal. If you prefer something more private, create a simple chart in a dedicated notebook or journal. Draw columns for each day of the week and rows for each habit you're tracking. Put a check mark, an X, or even a short note for each successful completion. This allows for more flexibility and personal reflection alongside your tracking. Free habit tracking apps. For those who prefer digital tools, there are many excellent, user-friendly, and often free applications available for your smartphone or tablet. Popular examples include Streaks, Habitify, Loop Habit Tracker, or even simple spreadsheet apps like Google Sheets or Excel. These apps often provide visually appealing progress charts, send customizable reminders, and even offer small celebratory animations when you complete a habit or hit a milestone. They can be particularly helpful for managing and visualizing progress across multiple habits simultaneously. The key to successful tracking is to make it easy, accessible, and visible. Keep your physical calendar or notebook in a prominent spot where you'll be reminded to update it, or ensure your habit tracking app is easily accessible on your phone's home screen. The actual act of marking off a habit takes mere seconds, but its psychological impact on your motivation and consistency is profound. It transforms an abstract goal into a concrete, visible streak that you become deeply invested in maintaining. It provides that quick dopamine hit of success, accountability, buddies, and groups. We are fundamentally social creatures. We thrive on connection, mutual support, and let's be honest, a healthy dose of gentle pressure from others. This is precisely where the immense social power of accountability comes into play. When you articulate your goals and commit to them in front of someone else, you instantly increase your psychological commitment to those goals. It's not just about not letting yourself down anymore. There's an added layer of not wanting to let someone else down. The impact of social accountability is not just anecdotal, it's backed by solid research. For instance, a well-known study by the American Society of Training and Development found compelling evidence. You have a 65% chance of completing a goal if you commit to someone. However, If you establish a specific accountability appointment with that person, your chances of success skyrocket to a remarkable 95%. These statistics vividly demonstrate the powerful influence of external commitment and social support. How to effectively leverage accountability. Find an accountability buddy. Choose this person carefully. They should be someone you trust implicitly, who is also committed to their own personal growth, and who will offer honest, constructive support without judgment. This could be a friend, a family member, a colleague, or even someone you connect with in a shared interest group. Set up regular check-ins. Establish a clear rhythm for your accountability. This could be a quick text message exchange daily, a short 5-minute phone call a few times a week, or a shared online document, like a Google Sheet, where you both track your progress and leave comments. Consistency in check-ins is vital. Be specific and vulnerable. Clearly articulate your specific habits and goals. Share your intentions, your challenges, and your small wins. The more open you are, the more effective the accountability will be. Offer mutual support. Accountability is a two-way street. Be as supportive and encouraging of your buddy's goals as you expect them to be for yours. Celebrate each other's successes, offer empathy and strategies during setbacks, and gently nudge each other when needed. Join a group or class. If your new habit involves a shared activity or skill, joining a class or a structured group that meets regularly automatically builds in powerful accountability. Whether it's a fitness class, a writing workshop, a language learning group, or a mastermind community, the expectation of showing up for the group becomes a tremendous motivator. You're less likely to skip when others are counting on your presence or when you've paid for a commitment. Engage in online communities. Many online forums, social media groups, or dedicated apps focus on specific habits. For example, fitness communities, writing groups, meditation challenges. These can provide a sense of belonging and gentle external pressure, knowing that others are on a similar journey. Consider a coach or mentor. For more significant transformations or deeply ingrained habits, hiring a coach can provide professional, personalized accountability and expert guidance. Reward systems, done right. Rewards can be a highly effective tool in the initial stages of habit formation, especially before the intrinsic rewards of the habit itself become strong enough to sustain it. The goal is to strategically use rewards to help your brain associate the completion of the habit with a positive feeling, thereby strengthening the habit loop. Immediate rewards are key. The most effective rewards are those that you receive immediately after completing the habit. This creates a clear, undeniable link in your brain between the action and the positive outcome. Delayed rewards are far less effective for habit formation. Examples of immediate, non-undermining rewards. After you finish a short writing session, allow yourself to listen to one song you absolutely love or enjoy a square of dark chocolate. After you complete your micro-workout, for example, 5 push-ups. Treat yourself to 5 minutes of browsing a favorite website, if this isn't a problem habit for you, or call a friend for a quick chat. After you've done your daily reading, savor a cup of your favorite herbal tea or light a scented candle. After you've meal prepped healthy food for the next day, take a relaxing 15-minute break to listen to a podcast or enjoy a chapter of a novel. After you drink your first glass of water in the morning, allow yourself to check your favorite news site for 2 minutes. Intrinsic versus extrinsic rewards. The transition. Intrinsic rewards are the natural positive feelings that emerge directly from performing the habit itself. For example, the surge of energy after a workout, the mental clarity after meditating, the satisfaction of a tidy space, the pride of learning something new. These are the ultimate goal as they create truly self-sustaining habits. Your long-term aim is for the habit to be its own reward. Extrinsic rewards are external incentives. For example, a specific treat, a designated relaxation time, a small purchase, watching a preferred show. These are best used in the beginning to kickstart the habit loop. The crucial rule with extrinsic rewards is to ensure they do not undermine the habit's purpose. For example, if your habit is healthy eating, rewarding yourself with a giant piece of cake after eating a salad sends a mixed message to your brain and can reinforce unhealthy desires. Choose rewards that either complement the habit. For example, a new workout top after a month of consistent exercise, or are entirely unrelated but genuinely enjoyable and do not conflict with your goals. Make rewards meaningful. Choose rewards that genuinely excite you and that you genuinely look forward to. Don't pick something you feel you should want. The more personal and appealing the reward, the more effective it will be in motivating you to complete the habit. The power of scheduling. One of the most powerful ways to turn an intention into a consistent action is to treat your new habits like non-negotiable appointments. Just as you wouldn't casually skip a critical work meeting, a doctor's appointment, or picking up your child from school, you should commit to your habit slots in your daily schedule with the same level of seriousness. Block it out in your calendar. Physically block out dedicated time for your new habits in your digital calendar, Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, or your physical planner. Write it down. Set recurring reminders on your phone or computer. When it's on the schedule, it becomes real and committed. Be specific with time and duration. Instead of a vague, exercise sometime today, make it specific, exercise at 7 a.m. for 15 minutes in the living room. The more precise you are about when and where you'll perform the habit, the less mental energy you'll expend deciding when and if to do it, reducing decision fatigue. Time blocking. This technique involves dividing your day into specific blocks of time, each dedicated to a particular task or type of activity. Allocate a time block specifically for your habit. For example, 6:20 a.m., 6:15 a.m., morning habit block, meditation, journaling, hydration. Batch similar activities. Habit block. If you have multiple small habits, try to group them together into a habit block at a specific time. For example, after my morning coffee, I will do my 1 push-up, then read 1 page from my book, then write down 1 gratitude entry. This creates a mini routine that flows smoothly. Link to existing routines. Beyond habit stacking, linking to specific cues, simply making a habit part of your morning, afternoon, or evening routine can be powerful. For instance, my morning routine is wake up, stretch, meditate, hydrate. The routine itself becomes the schedule. This approach transforms your vague intentions into concrete commitments. It removes the guesswork and the constant need for willpower by making your desired actions a clear, non-negotiable part of your daily rhythm. When it's scheduled, it exists. Public commitment, optional but powerful. While establishing an accountability buddy or joining a group is often the most effective form of external commitment, for some individuals, making a public commitment can provide an extra powerful layer of motivation. Announcing your intention to family, a wider circle of friends, or even on social media, if you're comfortable with that platform, can create a strong incentive due to the social pressure to follow through. Most people inherently dislike the idea of being seen as someone who gives up or does not follow through on their promises. Be strategic and specific. If you choose this path, be very precise about what you are committing to. Instead of a general, "I'm going to get healthy," state something like, "I'm committing to walking 30 minutes every day for the next month, rain or shine." Specificity makes the commitment clearer and more measurable. Share updates when appropriate. Periodically sharing your progress and even your challenges or learning moments can help maintain that external pressure and also garner encouragement and support from your network. This can create a positive feedback loop of praise and reinforcement. Consider your personality. This method isn't for everyone. Some individuals thrive on public validation and the external pressure of a public declaration. Others might find it overwhelming, leading to increased anxiety or a fear of failure that actually sabotages their efforts. It's crucial to honestly assess whether this strategy truly motivates you or adds undue stress. If it feels like too much pressure, stick to the more private forms of accountability. These tools are not magic solutions that will instantly solve all your habit challenges. However, they are incredibly powerful accelerators. They help you build the necessary infrastructure around your desired habits, making it significantly easier to show up consistently, even on days when your motivation is low. Embrace these practical strategies. Experiment with what combination works best for your unique personality and lifestyle, and then watch in awe as your consistent, intentional actions transform into deeply ingrained, unstoppable habits. You are systematically equipping yourself with everything you need to create profound and lasting personal change, building a life of purpose and fulfillment, one consistent action at a time. The journey is yours to command. Chapter 6. The Resilient Mind. Bouncing back from setbacks and imperfection. You've embarked on this incredible journey of building unstoppable habits. You've found your powerful why. You're starting small. You're designing your environment, and you're using practical tools to track your progress. These are all essential steps, setting you up for incredible success. But now let's talk about a reality that every single person, no matter how disciplined or determined, will face. Setbacks. Life is messy. It's unpredictable. There will be days when your carefully planned routine crumbles. You'll wake up late. You'll get sick. An unexpected crisis will demand your attention. You'll feel unmotivated, tired, or simply won't feel like doing your habit. In these moments, it's easy for the inner critic to whisper, "See, you failed. You're not cut out for this. Just give up." And for many, this is exactly where the journey to lasting change grinds to a halt. One missed day spirals into 2, then a week, and suddenly the habit is gone. The truth is, perfection is the enemy of progress when it comes to habit formation. No one builds a perfect chain of habits without ever missing a day. Expecting perfection is a trap that sets you up for inevitable disappointment and self-sabotage. The goal isn't to be flawless. The goal is to be resilient. The key to building unstoppable habits isn't about avoiding setbacks, but about developing the mindset and the strategies to bounce back quickly and effectively when they occur. This is why understanding and embracing the concept of the resilient mind is so critical. Your ability to recover from a slip-up is far more important than your ability to avoid one. One bad day, one missed workout, one unhealthy meal. These are not failures in themselves. They are simply moments in time, data points that offer an opportunity to learn and adjust. True failure isn't falling down, it's refusing to get back up. So how do we cultivate this resilient mindset and ensure that a single slip-up doesn't derail our entire journey? The never miss twice rule, your golden principle for recovery. This is arguably the most important rule in the Habit Builder's Toolkit for resilience. It's simple, powerful, and incredibly effective. If you miss one day, make sure you never miss 2 days in a row. Let's say you've committed to meditating for 5 minutes every morning. One morning, you oversleep, rush out the door, and completely forget about your meditation. You might feel frustrated, like you've broken your streak. This is the critical moment. Instead of dwelling on the missed day, your focus immediately shifts to the next day. Your sole priority becomes ensuring that tomorrow's meditation happens no matter what. Why is this rule so potent? Because a single slip-up is an accident. It's a minor deviation. 2 slip-ups, however, start to form a pattern. They create a precedent. They begin to tell your brain it's okay to skip this habit. This is how bad habits are reinforced and good habits unravel. By committing to never miss twice, you cut off the downward spiral before it can even begin. You communicate to yourself that consistency, even after a stumble, is paramount. You prevent a single hiccup from becoming a full-blown relapse. Put this rule into practice immediately. If you miss a workout, your only mission is to make sure you do something active the very next day, even if it's just a 5-minute walk. If you meant to read but didn't, make sure you read at least 1 paragraph tomorrow. The quality or duration of the rebound action is less important than the simple act of showing up again. This sends a powerful message to your brain. This habit is important and I'm committed to it no matter what. Self-compassion. Over self-punishment, your inner ally. When we slip up, our immediate reaction is often self-criticism. We call ourselves names, replay our mistakes, and punish ourselves mentally. I'm so lazy. I knew I couldn't stick to this. I have no discipline. This harsh self-talk is incredibly damaging to habit formation. It doesn't motivate us, it demotivates us. It erodes our self-belief and makes us feel even worse, making it harder to get back on track. Instead of self-criticism, cultivate self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and acceptance you would offer to a dear friend who is struggling. It's acknowledging your pain or frustration without judgment, understanding that imperfection is part of the human experience, and realizing that you deserve kindness, especially from yourself. Studies have consistently shown that self-compassion is a more powerful motivator for change than self-criticism. Psychologist Kristin Neff, a leading researcher in self-compassion, has found that people who practice self-compassion are more likely to take responsibility for their mistakes, learn from them and try again, because they're not paralyzed by fear of failure or harsh judgment. They have the emotional resilience to pick themselves up. How to practice self-compassion in moments of setback. Acknowledge the difficulty. Instead of ignoring or minimizing your frustration, acknowledge it. Okay, I missed my workout today and I feel disappointed. Normalize the experience. Remind yourself that everyone struggles. It's okay, everyone misses a day sometimes. This is a normal part of building new habits. Offer yourself kindness. Ask yourself, what would I say to a friend who just missed their habit goal? What words of encouragement would I offer? Then direct those same kind words to yourself. It's all right. One day doesn't define your progress. You can get back on track tomorrow. Focus on the next step. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook entirely. It's about creating a supportive internal environment that enables you to take corrective action, not retreat into despair. Remember, your inner voice is your most constant companion. Make it an ally, not an enemy. When you are kind to yourself after a slip-up, you build trust and psychological safety within yourself, making it far easier to reset and try again. You are human, and humans are imperfect. Embrace it. Analyze, don't dwell. Learning from your slip-ups. When a setback occurs, it's natural to feel frustrated. However, instead of dwelling in self-pity or guilt, adopt the mindset of a curious scientist. Briefly analyze what happened without judgment, and then pivot to what you can learn from it. This process is about adjusting your strategy, not assigning blame. Ask yourself simple, open-ended questions. What was the specific cue that led to me skipping the habit or performing the unwanted one? For example, I saw the donut box in the break room. My alarm didn't go off. I felt overwhelmed by a deadline. What was my emotional state or feeling right before the slip-up? For example, I felt stressed. I was bored. I was tired. I felt discouraged. What environmental factor contributed? For example, my running shoes weren't ready. The pantry was full of junk food. My phone was right next to me. What could I have done differently in that moment? How can I prepare better for a similar situation next time? Let's say you skipped your morning meditation because you felt rushed and stressed. Your analysis might lead to, okay, I felt rushed. Next time, maybe I need to wake up 5 minutes earlier or prepare my meditation space the night before. Or, if I still feel rushed, I'll commit to just 1 minute of deep breathing instead of skipping entirely. This brief reflection process, 1-2 minutes is all you need, transforms a failure into a valuable learning opportunity. You're not just reacting, you're proactively improving your system. This takes the sting out of the setback and empowers you to make smarter choices in the future. The reset button. Every moment is a new opportunity. One of the most liberating truths in habit formation is this: every moment offers a new opportunity to start fresh. You don't have to wait for a new Monday, a new month, or a new year. If you ate an unhealthy breakfast, your next meal is a chance to reset. If you wasted an hour on social media, the very next minute is an opportunity to pivot to a productive task. The past is gone. Your last action does not define your next one. This perspective is incredibly empowering. It prevents you from falling into the all-or-nothing trap, where one deviation convinces you to throw in the towel for the entire day or week. Embrace the concept of the next best choice. If you can't do your full habit, what's the smallest, easiest version you can do right now? If you planned a 30-minute workout but only have 5, do those 5 minutes. If you intended to read 10 pages but only have time for 1 sentence, read that 1 sentence. The goal is to get back on track immediately, even if it's just with a micro-habit. This continuous resetting reinforces your commitment and prevents small slips from becoming major derailments. For example, you skipped your morning run. Instead of giving up on exercise for the day, Commit to a 10-minute walk during your lunch break. You ate a sugary snack. Don't throw your entire healthy eating plan out the window. For your next meal, choose a nutrient-dense option. You procrastinated on a task all morning. Don't wait until tomorrow. Set a timer for 15 minutes and tackle one small part of it right now. This constant ability to hit the reset button ensures that your journey is always moving forward, even if it's not always a perfectly straight line. It acknowledges that life happens, but your commitment to growth is stronger than any temporary setback. Cultivating a resilient mind means understanding that setbacks are inevitable, learning how to respond to them with self-compassion, analyzing them for lessons, and embracing the power of the immediate reset. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about building an inner strength that sees obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to demonstrate your unwavering commitment to personal growth. With this resilient mindset, no missed day, no minor slip-up will ever be enough to stop you from building the unstoppable habits that will transform your life. You have the power not just to create habits, but to sustain them through every twist and turn of life's journey. Your ability to bounce back is your superpower. Chapter 7. Rewiring your brain, cultivating an unstoppable mindset. You've explored the mechanics of habits, understood the power of starting small, learned to design your environment, and equipped yourself with practical tools for consistency and resilience. Now let's delve into perhaps the most profound and transformative aspect of habit building, the power of your mind. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your internal narrative wield immense influence over your ability to form and maintain habits. If you want to build truly unstoppable habits, you must first cultivate an unstoppable mindset. Think about it. Two people might have the exact same goal, say to start exercising regularly. One person thinks, "I'm just not an athletic person. I've tried before and always quit." The other thinks, "I haven't been consistent with exercise yet, but I can learn and improve." Who do you think is more likely to succeed? The one with the empowering belief, of course. Our beliefs are not just abstract ideas. They are powerful programs running in our brains, dictating our actions, our persistence, and our ultimate outcomes. The power of belief, your inner compass. Your belief in your own ability to change is fundamental. If you don't believe you can build a new habit or overcome an old one, you are unconsciously creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your brain looks for evidence to confirm your existing beliefs. If you believe you're lazy, your brain will highlight every moment of laziness. If you believe you're capable of growth, your brain will seek out evidence of your progress and potential. This isn't about naive optimism. It's about a realistic assessment of your potential. Humans are incredibly adaptable. Our brains are designed for learning and growth. The very fact that you are reading this book demonstrates a desire to improve, which is the first powerful spark of belief. To strengthen your belief, recall past successes. Think about a time in your life when you did successfully change a habit, learned a new skill, or achieved a challenging goal. Remind yourself of the effort, perseverance, and eventually, the triumph. This provides concrete evidence that you are capable. Start with tiny wins, again. This is another reason micro-habits are so powerful for mindset. Successfully completing a micro-habit, even one push-up, proves to your brain, "I can do this." These small proofs build robust belief over time. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. Instead of "I believe I can lose 50 pounds, focus on "I believe I can consistently show up for my daily walks." The belief in your ability to follow the process is what leads to the outcome. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset, simplified. This concept, largely popularized by Stanford psychologist Dr. Carol Dweck, is a game changer for understanding mindset. It's presented in simple terms. Fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe their abilities, intelligence, and even personality traits are largely unchangeable, set in stone. If they fail at something, they tend to believe it's because they lack the inherent talent or ability, and there's no point in trying harder. They might avoid challenges to protect their self-image. For habit building, this means thinking, "I'm just not a morning person," or "I'll never be good at saving money." Growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed and improved through dedication, hard work, and learning from experience. They see challenges as opportunities to grow and failures as valuable lessons. They embrace effort as the path to mastery. For habit building, this means thinking, I haven't mastered getting up early yet, but I can learn strategies to make it easier. Or I'm learning how to manage my money better. Dr. Dweck's extensive research has shown that cultivating a growth mindset leads to greater resilience, a deeper love of learning, and ultimately, higher achievement. When applying this to habit formation, it means embrace challenges, see a missed habit not as a sign of failure, but as a challenge to understand and improve your system. Value effort. Understand that the effort you put into showing up, even for a micro habit, is what builds the skill of consistency. Learn from feedback. If a habit isn't sticking, ask, what can I learn from this? What can I adjust, rather than, what's wrong with me? Believe in your brain's plasticity. Our brains are incredibly adaptable. New neural pathways can be formed at any age. This means you literally can rewire your brain for new habits. This is a scientific fact known as neuroplasticity. Your brain can change, your habits can change, you can change. Taming your inner critic, silencing the saboteur. We all have an inner critic, that voice in our head that points out our flaws, reminds us of past mistakes, and predicts future failures. For some, this voice is loud and relentless, constantly sabotaging efforts to change. If you constantly hear, you're going to fail anyway, or this is too hard for someone like you, it makes building new habits incredibly difficult. Practical ways to identify and challenge negative self-talk. Listen actively. Become aware of the negative thoughts as they arise. Don't try to suppress them, just notice them. What are they saying? Question the thought. Once you identify a negative thought, challenge its validity. Is it absolutely true? Is there any evidence to the contrary? My inner critic says I'm lazy. Is that absolutely true? Well, yesterday I worked late on a project, and I got up early today for this course. So, maybe I'm not always lazy. Reframe and replace. Instead of allowing the negative thought to dominate, consciously reframe it into something more balanced or empowering. Instead of, I can't stick to anything. Reframe. I haven't stuck to everything in the past, but I'm learning new strategies now. Instead of, this is too hard. Reframe. This is challenging, and I'm learning how to get better at it. Instead of, I'm a procrastinator. Reframe. I sometimes put things off, but I'm capable of taking action. Use affirmations with caution. Simple, consistent, positive statements can help rewire your brain over time, but they must be believable. Don't say, I am a millionaire if you're deep in debt. It will feel inauthentic. Instead, say, I am capable of learning to manage my money, or I am becoming more financially responsible every day. Affirmations work best when they feel true or aspirational, but achievable. Repeat them silently or aloud daily. Positive self-talk and visualization. Creating your inner blueprint. Just as negative self-talk can hinder you, positive self-talk and visualization can be powerful allies. Positive self-talk. This isn't about being delusional. It's about being your own best coach. Use encouraging, supportive language with yourself. When you complete a habit, celebrate it internally. Great job showing up today. That's another vote for the person I'm becoming. When you face a challenge, encourage yourself. You've got this. Take a small step. You can figure this out. Your words have power, especially the words you say to yourself. Visualization. This is a technique widely used by athletes and high performers. It involves mentally rehearsing the successful execution of your desired habits and vividly seeing yourself achieving your goals. Pre-pave your day. Before you even get out of bed, spend a few minutes visualizing yourself successfully performing your morning habits. For example, getting up with the first alarm, doing your micro-workout, drinking your water. See your future self. Regularly visualize your future self living with the benefits of your unstoppable habits. See yourself with more energy, achieving your goals, feeling confident and proud. The more vivid and emotionally rich your visualization, the more your brain starts to believe it's possible and begins to lay down the neural pathways for it. Overcoming procrastination, the gap between knowing and doing. Procrastination is a common mental block that prevents us from starting, even when we know what we should do. It often stems from fear, of failure, of discomfort, of success, perfectionism, or simply feeling overwhelmed. Practical strategies to overcome procrastination. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to do it immediately. This concept, popularized by David Allen in Getting Things Done, applies perfectly to habits. Most micro-habits fall into this category. If you can start your habit in under 2 minutes, just do it. This builds momentum and reduces the mental barrier. The 5-minute rule, or 10-minute rule. Commit to working on a dreaded task or habit for just 5 or 10 minutes. Tell yourself, I just need to do this for 5 minutes, and if I hate it, I can stop. What often happens is that once you start, the initial resistance dissipates and you find yourself continuing much longer. The hardest part is almost always just beginning. Break it down. If a task feels overwhelming, break it down into the smallest possible steps until the first step feels easy. For example, write a report becomes open document, then write title, then write first sentence. Focus on the first step. Don't think about the entire journey, just focus on initiating the very first action of your habit. Once you've taken that initial step, the next steps often become clearer and easier. Cultivating an unstoppable mindset is an ongoing process, a muscle you strengthen with consistent effort. It's about consciously choosing beliefs that empower you, taming the unhelpful voice of your inner critic, and leveraging the incredible power of your own thoughts to support your growth. By rewiring your brain through positive self-talk, visualization, and a growth mindset, you create an internal environment that makes building unstoppable habits not just possible, but inevitable. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Learn to wield it wisely and nothing will be able to stop you from transforming your life. Chapter 8. Identity-based habits. Becoming the person you are meant to be. In the journey of building unstoppable habits, we've covered the mechanics, the power of small steps, environmental design, and practical tools. We've even touched on the crucial role of your mindset. Now we're going to explore what might be the single most powerful shift you can make, moving beyond merely doing habits to becoming the type of person who effortlessly performs those habits. This is the profound difference between simply achieving a goal and truly transforming your identity. Most people focus on outcome goals. They say, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to run a marathon, or I want to write a book. These are valuable goals and they give you a target. However, focusing solely on the outcome can be problematic. If you don't achieve the outcome quickly, you might get discouraged and give up. Also, once you reach the outcome, if your identity hasn't changed, you might slip back into old patterns. Think of people who lose a lot of weight only to gain it back, or who finish a marathon and then stop running. Their actions changed, but their underlying self-perception, their identity, did not. The secret lies in shifting your focus. Instead of aiming for an outcome, aim to become a certain type of person. Instead of, I want to lose 20 pounds, think, I am a healthy, active person. Instead of, I want to run a marathon, think, I am a runner. Instead of, I want to write a book, think, I am a writer. Instead of, I want to save money, think, I'm a financially responsible and disciplined individual. This isn't just playing with words, it's a fundamental change in perspective that unlocks immense power. When you shift your focus from what you want to get to who you want to become, your habits stop being something you have to do and start being something you are. How actions shape identity. Casting your votes. Every single action you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the type of person you are or the type of person you are becoming. When you do one push-up, you're casting a vote for being an athletic, strong person. When you read one page of a book, you're casting a vote for being a knowledgeable, curious person. When you choose water over soda, you're casting a vote for being a healthy person. When you save $5, you're casting a vote for being a financially responsible person. It's crucial to understand that even an imperfect action still counts as a vote. If you miss a day, it's just one lost vote. But if you show up the next day, you're casting another vote for your desired identity. Consistency, even when imperfect, is what truly changes your self-image. Over time, as these votes accumulate, you build overwhelming evidence for your new identity. This concept is supported by social psychology research, which shows that our self-perception is heavily influenced by our consistent actions and choices. We begin to believe the story we tell ourselves through our repeated behaviors. If you consistently show up for your workouts, even when you don't feel like it, you start to internalize the identity of someone who works out. This identity then makes it easier to continue the behavior. The powerful feedback loop. Identity fuels action. Action reinforces identity. This is a beautiful self-reinforcing cycle. When you act in a way that aligns with your desired identity, it strengthens that identity. And a stronger identity then makes it even easier and more natural to perform those aligned actions. It's a virtuous circle that, once established, creates incredible momentum. Think of it. If you genuinely believe, "I am a healthy person," then choosing a salad over fast food doesn't feel like deprivation or a struggle. It feels like a natural extension of who you are. A healthy person simply makes healthy choices. If you believe, "I am a productive writer," then sitting down at your desk to write no longer feels like a huge effort. It feels like what a productive writer does. This feedback loop means that once you get it started, your habits become less about willpower and more about authenticity. You're not forcing yourself to do something you don't want to do. You're simply acting in alignment with who you are. Practical application. What would this person do? This is where identity-based habits become incredibly actionable. When faced with a choice or a moment of resistance, ask yourself a simple, powerful question. What would the type of person I want to be do in this situation? Goal: eat healthier. Identity: I am a healthy person. Question: what would a healthy person choose for lunch right now? Answer: probably the salad with protein, not the greasy burger. Goal: be more productive. Identity: I am a productive and focused worker. Question: what would a productive worker do right now? Scroll social media or tackle that report? Answer: tackle the report even for 10 minutes. Goal: be a better listener. Identity: I am an empathetic and present communicator. Question: what would an empathetic listener do right now? Interrupt or truly listen? Answer: listen intently. Ask clarifying questions. Goal: save money. Identity: I am a financially responsible person. Question: what would a financially responsible person do with this extra cash? Spend it on something frivolous or put it into savings? Answer: put it in savings or invest it. This question forces you to step outside your current self and embody the identity you are striving for. It makes the decision clearer and empowers you to choose actions that reinforce that desired identity rather than giving in to old patterns. It aligns your daily actions with your deepest aspirations, embracing your new story, living into your identity. Building identity-based habits isn't just about changing what you do. It's about changing how you see yourself and how you speak about yourself. Change your self-talk. Stop identifying with your old habits. Instead of saying, "I'm always late," start affirming, "I'm becoming a more punctual person." Instead of, "I have no willpower when it comes to snacks," say, "I'm learning to make healthier choices for my body." Your words shape your reality. Surround yourself with your new identity. Seek out communities or individuals who embody the identity you aspire to. If you want to be a runner, spend time with runners. If you want to be a writer, connect with other writers. Their actions and beliefs will reinforce your own desired identity. Celebrate the becoming. Focus on celebrating the fact that you are becoming that person, not just when you hit an outcome goal. Every time you cast a vote, acknowledge it. Yes, I showed up for my walk today. That's another vote for healthy person. This reinforces the internal shift. When you truly internalize and live into your new identity, the desired habits cease to be a struggle. They become less about conscious effort and more about who you are. You don't force yourself to be healthy. You are a healthy person, so you naturally make healthy choices. You don't try to be productive. You are a productive person, so you naturally structure your time effectively. This process transforms your efforts from a taxing uphill battle into a joyful alignment with your authentic self. It's the ultimate form of self-mastery, allowing you to build habits that are not just unstoppable, but a natural, effortless extension of the incredible person you are meant to be. This identity shift is the cornerstone of lasting personal change, making your desired future not just a dream, but a lived reality, woven into the very fabric of who you are. Chapter 9. Fueling your fire, the energy pillars of unstoppable habits. We've covered the mental and practical aspects of habit building, from understanding the habit loop to shifting your mindset and identity. But there's a foundational element that often gets overlooked: your physical well-being. Building new habits, resisting old ones, staying consistent, and maintaining mental resilience all require energy. And where does that energy come from? It comes directly from how you treat your body. Think of yourself as a high-performance vehicle. You can have the best navigation system, your why, the smartest driving strategies, micro-habits, and the most efficient engine, your mindset. But if you don't have fuel in the tank, you're not going anywhere. The energy pillars of sleep, nutrition, and movement are the ultimate fuel for your habit-building journey. Neglecting these basic needs is like trying to run a marathon on an empty stomach and no sleep. It's a recipe for burnout and failure. This chapter is about understanding this critical link and providing actionable ways to optimize your physical well-being to support your unstoppable habits. Sleep, the ultimate recharge for your brain and willpower. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a biological necessity. It's when your brain cleans itself, consolidates memories, processes emotions, and literally recharges your mental and physical batteries. When you are sleep-deprived, your willpower diminishes significantly, your decision-making becomes impaired, your mood regulation goes haywire, and your ability to focus and resist temptations plummets. This is a scientific fact. A lack of sleep impairs the function of your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for self-control and rational thought. Trying to build new habits on insufficient sleep is like trying to write a complex equation with a blurry vision and shaking hands. It's incredibly difficult, if not impossible. How to prioritize and improve your sleep. Establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends. This regulates your body's natural circadian rhythm, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up naturally. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Signal to your body that it's time to wind down. This could include a warm bath or shower, reading a physical book, listening to calming music, light stretching, or meditation. Start this routine an hour before your target bedtime. Optimize your sleep environment. Make your bedroom a true sanctuary for sleep. Darkness. Make it as dark as possible. Block out light with blackout curtains or use an eye mask. Even small amounts of light can disrupt sleep. Quiet. Use earplugs or a white noise machine if needed to block out disruptive sounds. Cool temperature. Most people sleep best in a cool room, typically between 60-67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15-19 Celsius. Comfort. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows. Avoid sleep disruptors. Caffeine. Avoid caffeine at least 6 to 8 hours before bedtime. Alcohol. While it might make you feel sleepy initially, alcohol disrupts sleep quality and often leads to fragmented sleep later in the night. Heavy meals. Try to finish heavy meals at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Screens. Blue light. The blue light emitted from phones, tablets, and computers suppresses melatonin production, a hormone essential for sleep. Avoid screens for at least 60-90 minutes before bed. If you must use them, use blue light filters. Listen to your body. If you consistently feel tired despite aiming for 7 to 9 hours of sleep, consult a doctor. There might be an underlying issue. Make sleep a non-negotiable habit. It's the foundation upon which all other good habits are built. When you are well rested, you have more mental clarity, more emotional resilience, and significantly more willpower to tackle your goals. Nutrition, fueling your brain and body for peak performance. What you eat directly impacts your energy levels, your mood, your cognitive function, and your ability to manage stress. Just as a high-performance car needs premium fuel, your brain and body need nutrient-dense foods to operate optimally and support your habit-building efforts. A diet heavy in processed foods, sugar, and unhealthy fats can lead to energy crashes, brain fog, mood swings, and cravings that sabotage your intentions. How to fuel your body wisely. Prioritize whole unprocessed foods. Focus on eating foods as close to their natural state as possible. Lean proteins, chicken, fish, eggs, beans, lentils, tofu. These provide sustained energy and help keep you full. Complex carbohydrates, whole grains, oats, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, fruits, and vegetables. These provide steady energy without the sugar spikes and crashes. Healthy fats, avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil. These are essential for brain health and overall function. Stay hydrated. Water is essential for every bodily function, including brain function. Even mild dehydration can lead to fatigue, headaches, and reduced concentration. Keep a water bottle with you and sip throughout the day. Make drinking water a habit stack. For example, after I finish an email, I will take a sip of water. Balance your meals. Aim for a balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates at each meal to maintain stable blood sugar levels and consistent energy. This helps prevent those sudden energy dips that often lead to reaching for unhealthy snacks. Mindful eating. Pay attention to what you eat and how it makes you feel. Notice if certain foods cause you to feel sluggish, irritable, or energized. This self-awareness is key to making better choices. Small, consistent changes. Don't try to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start with small, manageable changes, like adding one more serving of vegetables to your dinner, swapping a sugary drink for water, or ensuring you have a protein source at breakfast. These micronutrition habits will compound over time. When your body is properly fueled, you experience consistent energy, improved focus, and greater emotional stability, all of which directly support your ability to stick to your chosen habits. Movement. More than just exercise, it's energy for life. Regular physical activity is vital not just for physical health, but for mental clarity, mood regulation, and stress reduction. Even short bursts of movement can significantly impact your brain function and energy levels, making it easier to engage with your habits. Movement reduces stress hormones, increases feel-good endorphins, and improves blood flow to the brain, enhancing focus and problem-solving abilities. How to integrate movement into your day. Find what you enjoy. You don't have to run marathons or lift heavy weights if you don't enjoy them. Find activities that genuinely make you feel good. Walking, dancing, cycling, gardening, yoga, team sports. When you enjoy it, it's easier to make it a consistent habit. Break it up. You don't need a single long workout. Breaking up your movement throughout the day can be just as effective. Take short, brisk walks during breaks. Use the stairs instead of the elevator. Do some stretches while watching TV, or perform micro-workouts, for example, a few squats or push-ups every hour. Incorporate movement into your habits. Walk or bike to places instead of driving when possible. Take walking meetings instead of sitting. Do a few stretches after every hour of sitting. Prioritize consistency over intensity. Just like with habits, showing up consistently for movement is far more important than doing an intense workout once a week. Aim for consistency, even if it's just 10-15 minutes of movement most days. Listen to your body. Some days you might have more energy for intense exercise. Other days a gentle walk or stretching might be all you need. Honor your body's needs. Movement is a powerful antidote to mental fatigue and stress, both of which can derail your habit efforts. When you move your body, you energize your mind, making it easier to stay focused and resilient. Stress management. Protecting your willpower reserves. Chronic stress is a silent killer of good intentions. When you are stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode, diverting resources away from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for willpower and rational decision-making, and towards immediate survival responses. This means that under stress, your ability to control impulses, stick to new routines, and resist temptations is severely compromised. Building new habits becomes incredibly challenging in a highly stressed state. Simple techniques to manage stress daily. Deep breathing exercises. Even a few minutes of conscious deep belly breathing can activate your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your body that it's safe to relax. Try the 4-7-8 method. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale for 8. Repeat 5 to 10 times. Short breaks. Step away from your work or stressful situation for 5 to 10 minutes. Go for a quick walk, stretch, listen to a calming song, or simply stare out a window. These micro breaks help reset your mind. Mindfulness and meditation. Even short meditation sessions, 2 to 5 minutes, can significantly reduce stress over time by training your attention and helping you observe thoughts without judgment. Time in nature. Spending time outdoors, even in a local park, has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function. Journaling. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can be a powerful way to process stress and gain perspective. Connect with loved ones. Social connection is a powerful buffer against stress. Spend time with supportive friends and family. By actively managing your stress, you protect your precious willpower reserves, making it far easier to stay on track with your habits. You create a calmer, more focused mental state that supports consistency and resilience. Fueling your fire means taking a holistic approach to your well-being. Sleep, nutrition, movement, and stress management are not separate from your habit-building journey. They are integral to it. When these pillars are strong, you have abundant energy, mental clarity, and emotional stability, creating the optimal conditions for building and sustaining unstoppable habits. Prioritize these foundations, and you will discover a renewed capacity to transform your life effortlessly, one healthy choice at a time. Your body is your temple, and its well-being is the engine of your unstoppable transformation. Chapter 10. Beyond the streak. Automating habits for lasting change. You've been consistently showing up. You've used your tracking tools, bounced back from setbacks, and cultivated an empowering mindset. You're seeing that chain of X's grow longer and longer. This is fantastic. But now a common question arises. How long does it take for a habit to become truly automatic? And once it is, how do you ensure it stays embedded for the long haul, becoming a permanent part of your life? Many popular sources throw out numbers like 21 days or 66 days for a habit to stick. While these numbers offer a reassuring timeline, the scientific truth is that there isn't a magical, universal tipping point. Research suggests the time it takes for a behavior to become truly automatic varies widely, depending on several factors: the person, the specific behavior, the complexity of the habit, and the surrounding circumstances. For some simple habits, it might be a few weeks. For more complex behaviors, or those that require significant resistance to old patterns, it could take several months or even longer. A 2009 study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology by Philippa Lally and her team found that it took participants on average 66 days to form a new habit. However, the range was vast, from 18 days to 254 days. This means the number of days isn't the real secret. The real secret is consistency and repetition. The more consistently you perform a habit, the more automatic it becomes, regardless of the exact number of days. From effort to flow, the habit tipping point. Instead of focusing on a specific number of days, focus on the qualitative shift, the transition from conscious effort to effortless flow. In the beginning, every new habit feels clunky. It requires conscious thought, willpower, and effort. You have to remember to do it, and you might even have to push yourself. This is normal, but as you consistently repeat the habit, something remarkable happens. It begins to feel easier. The mental resistance diminishes. The need for conscious willpower lessens. Eventually, it feels natural, almost like an unconscious pull. You simply do it without deliberating. This is the habit tipping point, when the behavior becomes so ingrained that it feels harder not to do it than to do it. It becomes part of your identity, part of your routine, part of who you are. Think about putting on your seatbelt. When you first learned to drive, you consciously remembered to buckle up. Now it's automatic. You get in the car and your hand instinctively reaches for the belt before you even start the engine. That's a habit in flow. That's what you're aiming for. Maintaining momentum, keeping habits alive for years. Once a habit has reached this level of automaticity, the job isn't over. Habits can atrophy if neglected, and life's demands can always try to pull you off course. The key is to implement strategies for long-term maintenance and continuous growth. Periodic check-ins. Don't just set and forget. Regularly review your habits, perhaps once a month or once a quarter. Are they still serving you? Are they still aligned with your why? Are you still performing them consistently? Your habit tracker is a perfect tool for this check-in. Set new challenges. Within the habit, to keep things fresh and prevent boredom, introduce small, incremental challenges. If you walk for 30 minutes daily, try adding a small hill, increasing your pace slightly, or extending it to 35 minutes once a week. If you read for 15 minutes, challenge yourself to read a more complex book or summarize what you read. If you meditate for 10 minutes, try increasing it to 12 minutes or experimenting with a different meditation style. This keeps the habit engaging and prevents it from feeling stale. Celebrate milestones, big and small. Don't just celebrate when you start. Celebrate your 30-day streak, your 100-day streak, your first year of consistency. These celebrations reinforce the positive neural pathways and provide an emotional boost. Rewards can now be less frequent and more significant. Vary your routine carefully. While consistency is key, sometimes a little variation can prevent fatigue. If you always run the same route, try a new one. If you always meditate in the same spot, try a different quiet corner. But introduce variation consciously, so it doesn't disrupt the core habit. The never miss twice rule. Revisited. This rule remains crucial even for ingrained habits. Life will throw curveballs. You'll get sick, travel, or have an emergency. When a deeply ingrained habit is disrupted, the never miss twice rule is your safety net, ensuring you get back on track as quickly as possible. Preventing habit fatigue and burnout. Even good habits can lead to burnout if pushed too hard or if they become too rigid. It's important to stay attuned to your energy levels and adjust as needed. Listen to your body and mind. Some days your body might genuinely need rest, or your mind might be overwhelmed. Forcing a habit when you are genuinely exhausted or ill can lead to resentment and eventual burnout. In these moments, opt for the absolute minimum version of your habit, the micro-habit, or prioritize rest. Flexibility within structure. A rigid schedule can sometimes be a prison. Build in some flexibility. If your habit is a morning workout, but you know you'll be out late, plan for an evening workout instead, or a shorter one. The goal is to get the habit done, not to perfectly adhere to a specific time or method every single day. Review and reset. If a habit starts to feel like a massive burden, it might be time to review your why or adjust the habit itself. Is it too ambitious? Is it still serving your highest good? Sometimes a habit needs to be scaled back temporarily or even replaced with a different habit that aligns better with your current season of life. The long game. Personal change as a continuous journey. Ultimately, building unstoppable habits is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. You will never arrive at a point where you are finished with personal growth. Life is dynamic, and you are constantly evolving. Embrace lifelong learning. See yourself as a lifelong learner, always open to new habits that can improve your life and willing to let go of old ones that no longer serve you. Focus on the process, not just the outcome. The real reward isn't just achieving a specific goal, it's the person you become through the process of consistently showing up, learning and growing. It's the journey itself that transforms you. Patience and persistence. Change takes time. Be patient with yourself. There will be ups and downs, plateaus and surges. The persistent application of small, consistent habits is what truly creates profound and lasting transformation. The accumulation of these small efforts day after day, year after year, will lead you to a future you might not even be able to fully envision now. Beyond the initial streaks and the point of automaticity, the true mastery of habit building lies in your ability to adapt, to maintain consistency with flexibility, and to view your growth as an ongoing, exciting adventure. You are not just building habits, you are building a life of intention, purpose, and ever-increasing potential. Your commitment to the long game, fueled by these unstoppable habits, will lead you to an incredibly fulfilling and powerful existence. Chapter 11. The Ripple Effect. Inspiring others through your transformation. You've embarked on a deeply personal journey of transformation, meticulously building unstoppable habits for lasting change within yourself. You've understood your why, mastered micro-habits, reshaped your environment, sharpened your mindset, and learned to maintain consistency. But here's an exciting truth you might not have fully considered. Your personal growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. Your transformation, your quiet revolution, has a profound and far-reaching impact that extends far beyond yourself. It creates a powerful ripple effect, inspiring and positively influencing the people around you, often in ways you may not even realize. Think of it like this. When you drop a stone into a still pond, it doesn't just create one splash. It sends out ever-widening circles touching every part of the water. Your personal change is that stone, and the people in your life are the pond. Leading by example. The silent power of your actions. One of the most powerful forms of influence is not through lectures, demands, or advice, but through example. When you consistently show up for your habits, when you demonstrate discipline, resilience, and commitment, you are sending a silent but incredibly potent message to everyone who observes you. Your children see you consistently exercising, reading, or managing your finances. They learn that these behaviors are normal and valuable. They internalize the importance of self-care, learning, and responsibility. You are not just telling them what to do, you are showing them who to be. Your spouse or partner witnesses your dedication. They might feel inspired to reevaluate their own routines, or they might simply appreciate the positive energy and focus you bring to the relationship. Your positive changes can create a supportive atmosphere where they too feel empowered to grow. Your friends and colleagues notice your increased energy, your clearer focus, your calmer demeanor. They might ask you about your new routines, or they might simply start to adopt similar positive habits themselves, even without a direct conversation. Your actions speak louder than any words you could utter. When others see you making tangible progress, demonstrating self-mastery, and living more intentionally, it plants a seed in their minds. If they can do it, maybe I can too. This is a quiet, powerful form of leadership where your life becomes a living demonstration of what's possible, creating a positive environment for others. As you design your own success sanctuary, by making good habits easy and bad habits difficult, you inadvertently create a more supportive and positive environment for those who share your space. At home, if you consistently have healthy food prepared and visible in the fridge, it becomes easier for your family members to make healthy choices. If your home is generally tidier because you've implemented small, consistent cleaning habits, it creates a more peaceful and inviting atmosphere for everyone. If you're calmer and less stressed because of your meditation or exercise habits, that calm energy permeates the household. At work, if you model punctuality, focus, and a positive attitude, you contribute to a more productive and pleasant work environment. Your disciplined approach to tasks can inspire others to elevate their own work ethic. Your personal habits don't just affect you, they subtly shift the entire ecosystem of your immediate surroundings. You become a positive anchor, subtly raising the tide for everyone around you. The power of social contagion. Habits are catching. Beyond direct observation, there's a fascinating phenomenon known as social contagion. This refers to the tendency for behaviors, attitudes, emotions, and even ideas to spread through a group or social network, much like a virus. It's why laughter is contagious, or why trends catch on quickly. Research in social networks, such as studies by Dr. Nicholas Christakis and James Fowler, has demonstrated that behaviors like smoking cessation, obesity, happiness, and even loneliness can spread through social ties. If your friends, family members, or colleagues adopt a certain behavior, you're more likely to adopt it too. When you start consistently practicing a positive habit, you increase the likelihood that those in your immediate social circle will also pick it up. Your commitment and success act as a powerful form of permission and encouragement for them to begin their own journey. You don't have to overtly preach. Your consistent actions are sending a signal that this is possible and it works. For example, if you consistently wake up early to work on a passion project, A friend might feel inspired to use their mornings more productively too. If you consciously reduce your screen time, your family might naturally find themselves engaging more in offline activities. If you start bringing healthier lunches to work, some colleagues might start doing the same. You are a node in a network. Your positive changes don't just stay with you, they ripple outwards, creating a cascade of potential for improvement in your community. Becoming a catalyst for change, from personal to collective impact. As you progress on your journey, you will naturally become more confident, more energetic, and more capable. This increased capacity allows you to become a true catalyst for change, not just in your own life, but in the lives of others and in your community. Sharing your story. Once you've built a foundation of unstoppable habits, you'll have a compelling story to tell. You can share your insights, your struggles, and your triumphs with authenticity. This isn't about boasting, but about offering hope and practical strategies to others who are struggling, offering support and guidance. You can become a source of encouragement, an accountability partner for a friend, or a mentor for someone starting their own habit journey. Your lived experience makes your advice far more credible and impactful, inspiring beyond your immediate circle. Your transformation might inspire you to take on bigger challenges, contribute to causes you care about, or even start initiatives that benefit your community. The confidence and discipline gained from personal habit mastery can translate into the courage to tackle larger societal issues. You begin to see yourself not just as an individual on a personal journey, but as a potential source of positive change in the world around you. Beyond self-help, the joy of contribution. Ultimately, the journey of building unstoppable habits for lasting personal change moves beyond just self-help. While the initial focus is, rightfully so, on your own growth and well-being, the natural progression leads to a sense of broader contribution. There is a deep and profound satisfaction that comes from knowing your own efforts are having a positive impact on others. When you are healthier, happier, more productive, and more resilient, you are better equipped to show up fully for your relationships, your work, and your community. You have more to give because you've invested in yourself. Your personal growth is not selfish. It is a prerequisite for making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. When you light up your own life with unstoppable habits, you create a beacon that can guide others towards their own light. You become a living testament to the power of consistent action, inspiring a virtuous cycle of positive change that extends far beyond your own intentions. Embrace this incredible ripple effect, for it is one of the most beautiful and fulfilling outcomes of your unwavering commitment to building an unstoppable future, one habit at a time. The world needs your light, and your transformation is how you shine it. Conclusion: your unstoppable future starts now. You've reached the final pages of this book, but more importantly, you've reached a new beginning in your own life. Through these chapters, you've embarked on a profound journey of self-discovery and practical transformation. You now understand that lasting personal change isn't some elusive magic or a daunting mountain, only scaled by the exceptionally disciplined. Instead, it is a quiet, powerful revolution, built one small, consistent, and unstoppable habit at a time. We began by uncovering the invisible architects that silently shape your life, your habits. You learned that these automatic behaviors, driven by the simple yet powerful loop of cue, action, and reward, are the true determinants of your destiny. You understood the incredible compounding effect of these tiny daily actions, realizing that small, consistent improvements accumulate into monumental changes over time. You recognize that the first step to liberation is simply to see these forces at work in your own life. Then we delved into the profound importance of your North Star, your unstoppable why. We discovered that true, sustainable motivation stems not from fleeting willpower, but from connecting your habits to your deepest values, your core purpose, and the vision of the person you truly aspire to become. This intrinsic motivation, we learned, is the self-renewing engine that fuels your journey long after initial enthusiasm fades. You embrace the art of the tiny spark, realizing that the secret to momentum is to start incredibly small, making habits so easy that they are almost impossible to skip. Micro-habits, coupled with the ingenious strategy of habit stacking, prove to be your allies in overcoming procrastination and initial resistance, building confidence with every tiny win. We then explored how to design your environment, transforming your surroundings into a powerful success sanctuary. By making good habits obvious and easy, and bad habits invisible and difficult, you learn to leverage the silent cues around you to effortlessly nudge yourself towards your goals, rather than constantly battling against temptation. Your toolkit expanded with practical strategies for consistent action. The simple yet profound power of tracking your progress to visualize your momentum, the undeniable strength of accountability buddies and groups, and the intelligent use of reward systems to reinforce positive behaviors. Crucially, you learned to cultivate a resilient mind. You understood that setbacks are not failures, but inevitable parts of the growth process. By embracing the never miss twice rule, practicing self-compassion over self-punishment, learning from your slip-ups, and wielding the power of the reset button, you equipped yourself with the mental fortitude to bounce back quickly and relentlessly from any deviation. We then delved into the profound power of your mindset, learning how to rewire your brain for success. You grasped the empowering difference between a fixed and a growth mindset, understood how to tame your inner critic, and harnessed the transformative potential of positive self-talk and visualization to align your beliefs with your aspirations. Perhaps most significantly, you explored the concept of identity-based habits. This is where the magic of transformation truly solidifies. By shifting your focus from merely doing habits to becoming the type of person who effortlessly performs those habits, you learned that every action is a vote for your desired identity, creating a powerful feedback loop that makes good choices feel natural and authentic. Finally, we explored the essential energy pillars: sleep, nutrition, movement, and stress management, understanding that your physical well-being is the non-negotiable fuel for your mental clarity, willpower, and overall capacity to sustain change. And you saw how your personal journey creates a powerful ripple effect, quietly inspiring and positively influencing those around you, extending your transformation far beyond yourself. Remember this fundamental truth: lasting personal change is not a dramatic event. It is a gradual, consistent evolution. There is no finish line where you suddenly become a perfect version of yourself. Life is a continuous process of growth, adaptation, and learning. The true reward isn't just achieving a specific outcome. It's the person you become through the consistent, deliberate process of building and refining your habits. It's the journey itself that transforms you, making you more capable, more resilient, and more aligned with your highest self. You now possess the foundational knowledge and the practical toolkit to create profound and lasting change in your life. The power has always been within you. Now you have the map to unleash it. You know how to start small, build momentum, navigate challenges, and cultivate a mindset that supports your growth. The future you dream of is not a distant fantasy. It is being built brick by brick, by the small, consistent actions you take today, tomorrow, and every day after that. It is being shaped by the unstoppable habits you choose to cultivate. Don't wait for motivation to strike. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Your unstoppable future starts with your next conscious choice. Take that first tiny step. Cast that first vote for the person you want to become. Show up for yourself consistently and compassionately. Trust the process. Believe in your capacity for growth. The quiet revolution in your life has already begun. Go forth and build your unstoppable future, one powerful habit at a time.